Welcome to today's Team Talk, where we are talking about rest and recovery and why it is important. I'm Matt from Fitness with Matt. Welcome. I'm here to give you little bite-sized tips to help with your health, fitness and well-being. So tonight we're going to be covering what happens when we exercise and why we need to rest. We're going to cover what happens if we don't get rest. And we're also going to cover the signs that maybe we need to rest and recover more. And then I'm going to be giving you some simple, actionable tips. So let's get stuck in. As always, I love to read your comments below. So please do get involved in the conversation. It's not a one-way stream. I do come back in and I do read the comments. So when we exercise, it creates two types of stress on the body. So especially we're talking about muscle right now. So it creates metabolic stress because we're using up the energy supplies that are in our muscles, our glycogen, which we've spoken about in previous Team Talks when we're talking about why carbohydrates are important. And then it also creates mechanical stress, physical damage to the structures of the muscle proteins in our muscles, okay? And that's perfectly normal. So when we rest, our muscles repair the proteins caused by the mechanical stress, and they also replenish the glycogen stores, the energy stores caused by the metabolic stress. So we use our muscles, we put stress on them in two different ways. We rest, we sleep. That's when the repair happens and the growth happens. So when we are doing some kind of strength training especially, we create micro tears in these muscle proteins, which is fine. It's what we want. And basically, it enables your body to adapt, to become stronger and more resilient to the training that you're doing. So that's how we get stronger. That's how we build muscle. We stress our body goes away, repairs what we've done, and then makes it stronger because our body wants to make everything we do super easy for us. We want to be efficient. So, the muscle tears are perfectly normal. They're good. They're part of the process. But however, if we overtrain, if we're not resting enough, these micro tears can gather and basically become injuries because they're not having the chance to repair. It becomes overused. So, recovery is important because of this. Also, these are now moving into our signs of overtraining. If we overtrain, we can't achieve as much with our training. We can't put as much into it. If you come to one of my Zumba classes or my PT session and you're tired and you've had a stressful week, or maybe you're recovering from illness, you yourself know you can't give it as much as you could when you've slept well, when you're rested. So that's a sign. Your training plateaus. You're not achieving what you were before. Your motivation and enjoyment for what you're doing, whether it be something cardio-based or strength-based, will go. There's nothing worse than going to a session that you usually love and just being there and being like, just not feeling it. So this can be another sign that maybe you need to rest and recover more. Another thing that can happen is something that's officially called Overtraining Syndrome. It affects you emotionally and physically. And here's a list of some of the things that it can cause. It can cause fatigue, tiredness. You can struggle to sleep, which is counterintuitive. You would think if you are overtraining, your body would just want to sleep, but actually you get insomnia. You get persistent injuries or muscle pain, not the sort that goes away. Your appetite is reduced. There's a decline, as we've discussed, in your performance. You just aren't achieving what you were. You aren't able to push yourself in your workouts. There's also the emotional side. You become irritable and agitated. And then finally, it can also affect your sex drive. These are just some of the signs that maybe you're training too hard. Also, we need to remember, as well as the physical stress on the muscles, exercise puts stress on our central nervous system, and that can become fatigue too. So we need to rest to allow our central nervous system to recover. It has to work damn hard to do some complex moves. If you're doing a deadlift in resistance training, your body is firing up virtually every muscle in your body to perform that, and in the right order, and still keep you alive. So you can see why it's a lot of stress on your body. So rest is super important. So here are some top tips to make sure you're not overtraining. 1. Listen to your body. Notice when this is happening. And now you're aware of the signs, it's a bit easier to find out when you are overtraining. Now, if you're new to exercise, aim for 2 to 3 times a week. Don't go full in every day. What I see happen is people come to maybe my personal training sessions and they love what we're doing and they want results really quickly. Or they come to a Zumba class and they just get swept up in the atmosphere and they want to come to every single thing you do or go to the gym every single day. And that is too much. Your body's not used to it. You need to allow it to adapt and recover. You need to remind yourself when you are resting and recovering, you're not being lazy, okay? You are resting and recovering to aid you in your next workout. Plan your workout. So plan what you're going to do. So if we are talking about strength training and you've maybe been going at it for a while, you are able to train maybe 5 to 6 days a week, 6 maximum. But you will train different muscle groups, different areas of your body to allow the muscles that you've worked on one day to recover before you train them again. So this all needs careful planning, which is why you want to work with a qualified personal trainer. Oh, who is she? Anyway, I don't know why I'm voguing for you right now. Feeble voguing. And also, plan in your rest and recovery. So you're not feeling lazy. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to work out this day, and this day. So these are my rest days. So it's planned in. You know it's happening. You then won't feel guilty about it. And finally, one tip, be adaptable. If you go to your workout, to the gym or whatever, and you just aren't feeling it on that day, take a moment and be like, well, what does my body need? Does it need to go home and rest? Does it maybe need you to change what you're training? Do you need to maybe adapt how hard you're training? All these things are really important for your health and fitness journey, because the last thing anyone wants is within the first few weeks to be burnt out, to be irritable, to be not nice to be around, not be sleeping, injured, all this. So please, please, please make sure you place a lot of importance on your rest and recovery. And your body will thank you for it. You will achieve more, you'll feel better, and you'll enjoy it more. So I hope you understand it and I said everything and it made sense. Let me know in the comments. But also, I hope it resonates with people who need to hear this. Or maybe you're coming to this for the first time and going, cool, I want to get into fitness. This is really helpful. So that's the whole thing about what I'm about. I give you honest advice. I try and find out as much as I can about the subject and then deliver it to you in little bite-sized chunks and give you something actionable. As I've said before, I hate going to courses where they're like, if you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. If you're doing this, this is wrong. If this is happening, maybe try a different way. But they don't give you things you can actually take away and do, because then you don't feel empowered. So hopefully today you are feeling empowered. So finally, it's time to say goodbye one last time to this room, unless you're doing aerobics with me tomorrow, because we're doing it in here, because I haven't got the Wi-Fi sorted. So thank you for joining me here for the past however many weeks, months, year and a half. I really do appreciate you being here. I hope my team talks help. And if there's any subject you want me to talk about, write in the comment. I will do my best to cover it, because I want to help you with things I feel or you feel you need help with. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Bye!